You pretended to be poor just to marry me? Who are you? She asked. I replied, I wanted real love. I was holding a cracked ceramic mug when she asked me the question that split my life in two. Steam curled between us in the tiny kitchen of our rented apartment, the kind where the refrigerator hummed louder than your thoughts and the window only opened halfway if you kicked it just right. Her hands were shaking. Not from anger, at least not yet, but from the weight of realization. You pretended to be poor just to marry me, she said slowly, like she was tasting each word. Her eyes lifted to mine. Who are you? That was the moment everything I'd hidden finally came due. I met Emma 3 years earlier, standing in line at a community food drive on the east side of the city. I wasn't there because I needed food. I was there because I needed honesty. She was arguing with the volunteer about taking only one bag. There are families behind me, she said. I'll manage. Her coat was thin. Her shoes were worn. But she smiled like someone who believed tomorrow could still be kind. That smile got me. I was raised in a world where people smiled because they wanted something. Where affection had a price tag and loyalty depended on net worth. My father used to say, love is a transaction. Make sure you're always the buyer. I hated that sentence. So when I inherited the company at 28, real estate, tech investments, more money than anyone needs, I did something reckless. I walked away from it. Not forever. Just, quietly. I rented a modest apartment. Took a job fixing HVAC units. Wore the same boots until the soles thinned. And for the first time in my life, I let people see me without the armor of wealth. Emma didn't know my last name for 6 months. We talked about books and bad coffee and the strange comfort of rainy evenings. She told me she worked 2 jobs, one at a daycare, one cleaning offices at night. She sent money home to her mother. She never complained. When I told her I was between things, she nodded and said, most of us are. That was the first time I thought, this might be real. We built our relationship the slow way. Cheap dinners. Walks instead of dates. Sharing one dessert because neither of us wanted to admit we couldn't afford 2. When my car broke down, she laughed and said, guess the universe wants us to walk more. She loved me when I was tired, frustrated, quiet. When my hands were rough and my future looked uncertain. One night, when I apologized for not being able to give her more, she touched my face and said, I don't want more. I want you. That sentence scared me more than any boardroom ever had. So I proposed with a simple ring and a shaking voice. She cried. Not because of the ring, but because she thought someone chose her, fully, without conditions. We married at City Hall. 20 people. Paper flowers. A borrowed suit. I told myself I'd reveal the truth someday. Just not yet. Just when the time felt right. But the truth has a way of choosing its own moment. It came in the form of a letter. A thick envelope. Cream paper. My real name printed in elegant ink. She found it while sorting mail. At first, she laughed. Wow, she said. You have the same name as this billionaire guy. Then she opened it. The color drained from her face as she read. And reread. She looked around our small apartment like it had suddenly shifted into a lie. That's when she asked the question. You pretended to be poor just to marry me? Her voice cracked. Who are you? I told her everything. About the inheritance. The company. The decision to live small. The fear of being loved for what I owned instead of who I was. I didn't lie because I wanted to control you, I said quietly. I lied because I wanted real love. The kind that stays when there's nothing to gain. Her tears came fast and angry. You took away my choice, she said. You tested me without my consent. She was right. No amount of good intention could erase that. She left that night with a small suitcase and a silence that echoed louder than any argument. The days without her were unbearable. The apartment felt colder. Larger. Empty in the wrong ways. I went back to work, fixed broken systems, answered emails from people who suddenly knew my name again. I sat in meetings surrounded by polished smiles and thought about how Emma used to hum while folding laundry. I realized something painful. I had been afraid of fake love. But in avoiding it, I had risked destroying the real thing. So I did the only thing left. I showed up without excuses. She was volunteering at the daycare when I found her, sitting on the floor, helping a child tie their shoes. I waited until she finished. "I'm not here to explain," I said. "I'm here to listen." She didn't hold back. She told me how small she'd felt. How stupid. How she questioned every memory. Every laugh. Every struggle we shared. "I loved you when you had nothing," she said. "And now I don't know if that mattered to you at all." "It mattered more than anything," I said. "That's why I'm letting go." Her eyebrows knit together. "I'm stepping away from the company," I continued. "I'm transferring control. Donating most of it. Not for you, but because I don't want a life that requires hiding to feel honest." She searched my face for manipulation. Found none. "I don't expect forgiveness," I said. "But I won't lie again. Not ever." Weeks passed. Then months. We spoke slowly. Carefully. Like people learning a new language. Trust didn't return all at once. It arrived in pieces, small conversations, shared silences, moments of laughter that surprised us both. One evening, sitting on a park bench, she said, "You know what hurts the most?" I waited. "You were right," she said. "I loved you for you. And you didn't trust that." That was the real lesson. Love isn't proven by tests. It's proven by vulnerability. A year later, we stood in a different kitchen. Bigger. Brighter. Still modest. I was making coffee. She was watching me. "You still fixing things?" she asked. "Yeah," I smiled. "Turns out I like it." She reached for my hand. "I don't need your money," she said softly. "But I need your truth." "You have it," I replied. "All of it." She leaned her head against my shoulder. And for the first time, I understood what real wealth felt like. Because real love isn't about pretending to be less. It's about having the courage to be fully seen. And choosing kindness, even when honesty costs you everything. And that kind of love? It's priceless.